Well, hello and welcome to the same weekend of my allotment. The last video of me building the shed with my son Daniel and the clips that all went with that, and the ones you're about to see have all taken place over this weekend. I mentioned in the last one that we normally go away for 4 days and every other weekend, and we haven't this time because our son was coming to stay with us, so that's been nice, and spending a bit of time with him. And I've spent most of the weekend up the allotment, and as well as doing the shed I've been busy doing other bits. So I thought, rather than not use those clips and assign them all to the digital waste paper bin, I thought I'd just piece them all together and make a second video from this weekend. It's now Monday evening. We've had our evening meal, and I thought, as the weather's, it's still windy, but it's dry, so I thought I'd pop up and pick a few more raspberries and bring some stuff up to get it out of the way of the house. So things like the stove, the mat, and a few other bits and pieces I brought up. So the other thing about the allotment, it's another space, so you've got room to push your elbows out here and bring a bit of stuff and store it all over the site without making it look untidy or cluttered. And I know quite a few plotters do that. I believe one even has a motorbike up here, but John shall remain nameless. So yeah, I hope you enjoy all the little bits and pieces, and I'll probably make another one next weekend, but it really is now all about making sure I come up regularly. I shall be up again tomorrow, simply to harvest. You spend all that time. I mean, in another month I will be getting ready for next year. In fact, already, as you'll see on this video, I've got compost and mulched one of the beds. So you could say I'm already preparing for next year. So you do all that preparation over all those months, and there are people up here that for whatever reason, it's their business, not mine, they're just not here, and there's all these crops everywhere, and they're just rotting. But anyway, that's their business, but I'm not having that. I don't do this half-heartedly. I do it with commitment, and I think that's the way to do everything. If you can't commit 100%, find something else to do. But anyway, that's my philosophy: commit or don't bother. And when you commit, do it with enthusiasm and vigour. So, lost my train of thought now. Yeah, enjoy. Well, Barry and I are still toing and fro into each other's plots to look at our Atlantic giant pumpkins, and so far we both agree I'm way out in front, and that brick is next to the pumpkin to give you some reference. However, on a plot far, far away, Maggie is quietly teaching us both a lesson. That, which Barry spotted the other day, there's my hand, is massive, and I'm sure for Atlantic giants that's still a pup, but it puts Barry and I absolutely in our place. So well done to Maggie. not going to subject you to watching me eat the rest of this. But when you go to a supermarket and they say fresh produce, it isn't. That is fresh produce. Oh, it's fantastic. That was lovely. That truly was beautiful. And the rest of my lunch is here. Just going through the potatoes and sifting out the ones that are too damaged by slugs. And at the moment it's about 40% of the crop. Oh, the crop I got of potatoes was quite disappointing. I reckon about 60 to 70% of them were of no use due to slug damage, and some of these have got holes in, but I shall keep them and see if we can't cut off the ruined part just to not to waste them. And I have a bag specially for the job, bought for me by my daughter, Martin's Homegrown Vegetables, grown in Monmouthshire. Actually we're in Gloucestershire, but I live in Monmouthshire. So they're going in here and they'll go home. I have to look up what the best thing to do with Curse Pink is, because we're eating them on our salads like new potatoes, but they're not, you know, they're nowhere near as nice. So we'll have to find, maybe they're better for baking or mash, I don't know. We'll have to look into that. But I've dried them off, and yeah, that one's no good. Anyway, we never had any potatoes last year, so any potatoes we get this year is a bonus. And I've had a sweet corn, and I've got one to take home for my wife. Wouldn't mind betting my son eats it before she does, but we'll see. And it's starting to blow a real gale now. I've got to cut the grass yet, after I've drunk that cup of tea that's sat over there, calling out to me. Right, well this bag contains the Frontier stove, which I'm really excited about getting into the shed. And of course, being August, although the weather's not particularly good, it's not cold. So I won't be using it for a while yet. And it's been on a lot of canoe trips, so it's been around a bit. But it's still functional, it's not pretty, but it's a wonderful bit of kit. I believe they were developed to be put in the packs that they used to send to natural disaster areas. So these people that are, you know, in famine or flood or whatever the situation, and they've lost everything. There's a, you know, some kind of tent structure, water purification, and one of the other essentials, of course, is warmth. And the Frontier stove fulfilled that need. So I don't think it was ever intention for commercial use, but because it was so successful, it's sold commercially and it's very, very popular. This is quite an old version. The newer ones have a few bells and whistles that this one doesn't. However, like I say, it's functional. Now I'm wondering, am I going to need another chimney extension, one of these? I may have one back home in the garage, an extra pipe that will get it up and out and through the roof and beyond. So, but anyway, I wanted to get it up here, get it out of my way at home. A pair of very old tattered gloves that I used to put the wood in and so on. But yeah, there it is. Right, let's get it in the shed. Well, I've had to move about with it and shuffle about. It's surprising how quick the space in this modest shed gets used up. And because of the back legs sticking out, the shed actually takes up quite a bit of room. Sorry, the stove takes up quite a bit of room. However, I suppose in the summer I can put it down and stow it away and it'll be out the way. The flashing that I've got to put around or put in the roof, I can put a cap on that to stop the water, the rain from coming in, and then in the summer I can put this away and forget about it. But I'm going to leave it out now just to size it and mark on the roof where I've got to cut the hole, and that'll be quite a tense moment. I'm hoping it doesn't tear the felt because I've got to drill through. So I've got a bit of spare felt there that I'll use if I have any mishaps. But yeah, very pleased. Really looking forward to the cold weather now so I can flash it up. I think on my last video I gave you a little look round what we'd done with the shed, and I don't think I sort of panned back far enough to give you the full picture. So I'm currently stood on the golf driving range. Thankfully it's shut now, so I should be safe. But this fence is to keep dogs and other larger wildlife off. I mean, it's not serious enough, but it's a deterrent, that's all. So there's the cold frame. I might have to move that over a little. Oh, excuse me. I might have to move that over a little bit. I don't think that'll be its final position. I noticed over the weekend when it rained hard that the rainwater's coming off the roof, and because of the wind in the direction, it's driving it straight onto this wall and it runs down the wall, and that's not good long term. So guttering is the way forward. But I moved the carrot pots along here, and I've got 2 more of those half cut barrels, so I'm going to put another one there for next year. And then I used part of the seat screen that I had as a one-dimensional screen, just to sort of screen my little working area off. And I had a piece of gate that Terry gave me months and months ago, so I've used that, repurposed I think is the word, and that's now a gate that I can come to and fro with. And because of the direction of the wind, it tends to keep it open. And then we're through into my sort of working area. I'm really pleased with how this has turned out. I've got a little bit of protection in here, not totally, but just enough on a particularly bad day. So from the other side, the cold frames, the windows are truly pathetic. I cannot believe how flimsy. You can actually turn them into a circle. They're completely pliable plastic. It's not even pretending to be glass, but I've put some wood round and made a sort of a frame, and I hope that'll last. If it doesn't, I might have to spend a bit of money. So yeah, that's the shed in a more thorough look at it. and then in context with the other one, that's where I shall do majority of my work, up here. And then the other shed, apart from moving the tea and coffee stuff out, it remains the same. It really is still the workhorse of the allotment. The second shed, just because there's nothing else in it apart from my brew kit, chairs and a stove, it gives us just that little bit more room. And now I've put that mat in that I got out of my old shed. That's been in my old shed in the garden for 10 years and I've never taken it out and cleaned it like I just did, so it's no wonder it was a little bit dirty. And yeah, very happy. Got a lantern in case I want to stay up here a little bit later than normal. Right, well, only a few short clips, but it just finishes off the weekend. Been very different for us, not going out in the caravan anywhere, and I'm starting to miss it. But you know, I am in a no-lose situation. If we don't go in the caravan, which we love, then I'm up here doing this, and we both enjoy that because Cheryl gets a bit of her time at home to relax and do what she wants to do, and I'm up here doing what I like to do. And you know, that we've always found that healthy. After 30 years as a soldier, you know, it's an integral part of our relationship, as you can imagine, being married to me. So she's very happy to let me come up here, and that's wonderful because, you know, if she was constantly nagging me to come home or, you know, wanting to come up here with me, it wouldn't be the same. So it works for us. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you made it to the end, well done. Thank you to all those who have subscribed. I am about to hit the total of 200 subscribers. I think I should hold a party up here. So thank you if you have, and I do appreciate it. And thanks for watching, and I shall see you again next time. Bye for now.